Sup, guys? How's it a-going? What's up there, 7 Kevin? What up, Sheila? Get y'all some wrenches so y'all ain't got there sitting with your gray name like that asshole that was in the chat a while ago. Not really an asshole. So, before we get into this, I think I'm gonna do... Yeah, I said it a little prematurely. I don't guess it was much of an asshole. I guess it was just... I don't know what was going on, to be honest with you. It is what it is. Alright, so I'm going to open this... what is that thing called? Download MP4, that's what it's called. Alright, that's enough of that. Hold on. Party at this house. What up, watcher? I see you in there. How's it going? I hear a little... Y'all hear that little buzz or something like that? Or is that just me? Well, good night. It is a full moon tonight, and I got my telescope back here that I can't even get out. There's too much clouds. There's too much clouds tonight. Too much of them clouds, man. There's too much of them clouds. Oh man, I don't have a guitar. You know what? Let's do this. We got a banger. Oh, let me do this first. I always forget I got the headphones on. It is a full moon tonight. So, for those not aware, I have... damn it. I've been raising money over the last, I've been raising some money over the last couple of weeks to get Norm McDonald to do this video for me, what do you call it? A cameo video. It's right in here in front of me. I can't see it. So I got the video back, and I'm so excited. I've never been this excited about a cameo video. It's so awesome. But so basically, this thing is like a hairy ball. Norm is probably... He could be my favorite comedian. He could be my favorite comedian. What's up, Joan? Getting that wrench. So Norm could be my favorite comedian. And I saw on Cameo... Got him on the thumbs up. Yes, guys, please do the thumbs up thing if you don't mind. I would certainly appreciate it. Yeah, so he got in my head somehow. Like I just went on this binge one night of just watching nothing but Norm videos for a really long time, and like he started narrating my thoughts, like he was inside my head. He was inside my head, just like narrating my life, basically. And I was like, I thought I was going crazy, but because I always hear voices in my head. But listen, if Jamie trusts you, so do I. But anyway, so we're probably gonna play this thing. We're probably gonna play this thing a couple of times, just as if somebody shows up later that wasn't here. We might do it a couple times because I am very excited about this thing. I want to read you guys the thing that I sent him. So, how do I find that? How do I find this thing? So the thing that I sent was well, it's not there either. Oh, well, basically, sorry. All right, so basically the thing that I sent to him was, hi, Norm. Hey, Norm. I have a podcast that I would like people to listen to. And I was like, oh, yeah, shit, that's what I was saying. I'm sorry, I smoked a doobie a while ago. I was raised enough money to get this video done with like a GoFundMe thing just off my Facebook friends and my stepmom. And so I raised the money to get it. And when I got the money raised, I went to the website and I was going to get the video done. And when I saw the price, it had gone up like significantly. And I was like, oh man. So I was talking to a few people and I was telling them the story about that. And they were like, how much is it? And then I told them and they were like, you know what? I'm going to help you out. And I got few extra people. A few people, you can't. You gotta stay together, man. We gotta stay together as long as we can. But a few other people pulled together, and I got the dollars to do the thing. But I told Norm in the little description that I said I got the money raised for this thing, and then I went and the cost had gone up. So by the time I got it, and then I said, so I did what any normal human would do, and I bet it all on a blackjack hand, and I lost, because I know Norm's huge into gambling, and that was actually Adam Justice's idea. And Adam Justice is the one who's in the band. Thank you, John. Adam's the guy that's in the band with me that me and Jamie talk about all the time, or that Jamie talks about all the time in the chat or on his lives. But anyway, Adam was like, he's into gambling, so you should say that you bet on something and you won, and that's how you ended up raising the money to do it. But I was like, nah, man, I lost, because I know Norm has let it ride countless times and lost. So, but anyway, I told him that, and then I said my Norm joke. I said my Norm joke, and I've got a Norm joke, which is like, you can lead a horse to water, but why? And I've always just Norm saying that in my head. Adam asked me one time on the way back from a gig, he was like, say a Norm joke. And I was in the back seat and I was like, you can lead a horse to water, but why? And it just came out like that. So I was like, dude, Norm told that joke from within my consciousness. But anyway, just me saying that joke and having that in my head for a really long time. And it just sounds like Norm, doesn't it? You can lead a horse to water, but why? Isn't that a Norm joke? But anyway, to specify, because my name is Kelsey Hudgins, I specified Kelsey Hudgins, quote unquote, a fella. So he had fun with that, the fact that I referred to myself as a fella. But anyway, I've talked about it enough. Let me get not that. Let me get Norm over here. I was clicking on the video and not the stretch Norm out over here. There we go. We can do better than that. There we go. All right, Norm. So anyway, great fucking story, but the best part of this is we come to this. All right, here's this. Oh, hold on. I forgot to do this.
Hey, Kelsey, Norm MacDonald here. So, you have a podcast, huh? Fantastic. You know what I always say? You know what the world needs more of? Podcasts. What the world needs now is podcasts. More podcasts. That's what the world needs a little more of. No, I'm just kidding. Podcasts are great, and what I like is that you tell me you raised the money for this. You went up and you raised the money. Then the costs rose, so you bet it all on blackjack and you lost. Ooh, that's a bad notion. And then you say you can lead a horse to water, but why? That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny, Kelsey. Now you describe yourself as a fella. And I don't know quite why you do that. Is that what you do all? Do people question, like, hello, my name's Kelsey. I'm a fella. Oh yeah, a fella. You might not know it from at first glance, but trust me, I am a fella. Is that what you do? But anyways, Kelsey, good luck on your podcast. Do you want me to plug it? Do you want me to say the name of the podcast? Is that what this is all about? Because I'll do it. I'll even tell people to follow you. Okay, here we go. Ready? If you like stuff, then check out the Am I Stuff podcast with Mr. Kelsey Hudgins. He's a fella.
Y'all, you have no idea. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. We shouldn't, who get. We're all friends here. I love y'all. I was sitting on the commode, and I got a text message that said, "Your Norm Macdonald cameo video is ready." And I played it immediately after fist pumping a couple times. And I saw Norm Macdonald laugh at my joke. Do y'all guys? Oh, I'm sorry, banjo. Hit it on my microphone. Look at this. This is real right here. Norm Macdonald is easily one of my favorite comedians in the world. I have seen him do interviews with people on sit-down, like, nighttime shows, like late night shows and shit. I have seen him do stuff like that and go back and forth with some of the funniest people in the world and not break and not do anything more than smile. But he said that joke and laughed. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry getting loud. I'm sorry. But that is the coolest fucking thing ever. Oh, God, I'm so happy about that. Oh, Norm. But yeah. Just. This is the thing. I was thinking, had I not specified that I was a fella, I don't think that this would have been near as funny, because one, he could have misunderstood me to be a lady, which I am obviously not. So yeah, I mean, this is just fun. It cost a pretty decent amount of dollars, but I don't care. I would have paid more for this, ma'am. Yeah, right, fella. Oh yeah, well a lot of people think that, Joan. Yeah, right. One in a lifetime. That's what I'm saying. This thing is like, this is probably the coolest thing that's happened. And this is the first time that I've broadcast this. Like, I shared it on my Facebook page and stuff like that. But when he just, I know, just, I'm a fella. That's just so, I lose my shit. That's my favorite part. Just the fact that he did something. I knew he would do that. Like, I didn't want to send. Isn't it, Joan? This is just better. That's what I told somebody earlier. This is free therapy. It's the greatest thing ever. You talk about all your problems. That's what I've used this podcast for. And this isn't an episode of the podcast, by the way, YouTubers. This is just and I'm speaking, and I say YouTubers, not you guys, obviously. I guess you're all YouTubers too, but you're here. You know, you see it. Yeah, this will not be released on. This will not be released in audio form. I'm gonna wait until Sunday, and I'm gonna just use that last little bit. So the clip is gonna be the.
If you like
this last little 14 seconds of it.
If you like stuff, then check out the Am I Stuff podcast with Mr. Kelsey Hudgins. He's a fella.
Uh-oh, Liz just liked something on Twitter. Let's tell Liz we're live. Uh-huh. But yeah, that part's gonna go on the podcast. That last little bit. But and I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna do that on just about all of them. I might just make that my sign off, because I mean, no, Joan, may as well be there, right? Aren't we all just? Ain't we all kin? Ain't we all kin? Liz going to bed. Nothing wrong with that, watcher. Nothing wrong with that. You gotta take care of that family every now and again. But yeah, so I bought this video. I've paid for it. This now belongs to me, so I can do with it what I wish, right? So I think that I'm just gonna cut the audio from that last part, and Norm MacDonald here. I don't want to do no editing on that part. I don't want to edit anything together like that. I mean, technically I could, but I don't like that thought. I don't like that thought at all. Just because that means that somebody could eventually, like a deep fake, like think that, you know, you're editing things otherwise. I don't like it when somebody else's stuff is edited to add context to something, so I won't want to do that to Norm. But I do think that I'm going to just make that part of my, my sign off and whatnot. Remember when you were young? Oh, you shine like the sun. Shine on, you crazy diamond. Now there's a look in your eyes, like the black holes in the skies. Shine on, you crazy diamond. You were caught in the crossfire of childhood and stardom, blown on this steel breeze. Come on, you raver, see your visions. Come on, you stranger, you piper, you prisoner and shine. for the secrets too soon, and you cried for the moon, full moon. Shine on, you crazy diamond, threatened by shadows at night and exposed in the light. Shine on, you crazy diamond. You bask in the shadows of yesterday's triumph, blowing on the steel breeze. Come on, you target, seer of visions. Come on, you stranger, you miner, you prisoner, and shine. Burped. French fries. When I was learning how to play banjo, I learned how to play Shine On Crazy Diamond because I was like, this is the hardest song I've learned how to play on guitar. If I can learn how to play that on banjo, that might make me a little... What's up, Kimmy? What up, Abby? Welcome to the party. Oh, appreciate the kind words. We're all humans, Joan. Everybody burps. What up, Tasha? Oh man, I'm so stoked about this Norm video thing. God, this is so awesome. I haven't had anything this cool happen in a long time, man. Oh man. Baby, you come knocking on my front door, the same old line you used to use before. So said, yeah, well, what am I supposed to do? I didn't know what I was getting into. So you had a little trouble in town. Now you're keeping some demons down. Stop dragging my heart around. It's hard to think about what you wanted. It's hard to think about what you lost. This doesn't have to be the big get even. This doesn't have to be anything at all. I know you really wanna tell me goodbye. I know you really wanna be your own girl. Baby, you could never look me in the eye. There you buckle with the weight of the world. Stop dragging my heart around. There's people running around all loose in the world. There ain't got nothing better to do than make make a meal of some bright-eyed kid. You need someone just looking after you. I know you really wanna tell me goodbye. I know you really wanna be your own girl. Baby, you could never look me in the eye. There you buckle with the weight of the world. Stop dragging my heart around. Stop dragging my heart around. Stop dragging my heart around. And then here comes John Stowe. Does anyone say anything about a dragon? It's a Game of Thrones joke, guys. He lost his dragon. Spoiler alert. Oh, thanks, guys. I do like me some Stevie Nicks, man. I love Stevie Nicks. And Tom Petty wrote that song. And they were going to record it. But, yikes. They were going to record it, but Stevie Nicks ended up doing a much better job of it. Wouldn't be what it is without Tom's harmonies, though. Wouldn't be what it is without that. Wonder if I can do that one. How would that one go? Let's see. Okay. I've never tried to play this on banjo before, so forgive me if I fuck it up. Okay, let's see. Took my love and I took it down. Climbed the mountains and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hill. When the landslide brought it down. Sky, tell me what is love. Can the child in my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tide? Can I handle the seasons of my life, Lord? Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes you bolder. Children get older, and I'm getting older too. Lord. Well, I've been rate of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. I took my love and I took it down. Climbed the mountains and I turned around. Then I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills, where the landslide brought it down. 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 I think that'll work, right? Nice. Such a good song. God, I love Stevie. Oh, thanks, guys. Man, Stevie's the one, dude. There's this picture that always goes around Facebook of Stevie Nicks with that top hat on and that shit. I better stop before I say something disrespectful. Shoo. Man, thank y'all. God, I love Stevie Nicks. She's so good. I've got, my record player used to always sit over here, so it sat over here for years. But when I started doing the podcast, I kind of wanted a little more room for people to move around, so now I just sit in my rocking chair there. That's haunted, by the way. It's a haunted rocking chair I've got. Yeah, I moved it over there. That Rumors is always very close to the needle on my record player. Pretty cool fella. Thanks, Sheila. You're a pretty cool lady. I just could hear him right now, like, well, there's this lady. Her name's Kelsey. She has this podcast, and I'm Norm MacDonald, and Kelsey, this lady wants me to plug her podcast. Plug her? Well, what are you? I could just hear him going on some little. See, he's in my head, right? That sounded like something Norm would do, right? He's in my fucking head. But I could just hear him. I could hear him do that. So I wanted to specify right out of the gate a fella, and I know fella is a word that he uses, like a lot. So I wanted to. I don't know. I wanted to put words that I know he uses a lot in this thing, so it sounded more like a Norm bit. So I used words like fella, and by God, I made it happen. I said, in the thing, I really wish I could find the. I really wish I could find the shit that I texted Adam. So where's it at? Okay, here it is. It was hey Norm, I have a podcast that I'd like folks to listen to called MI Stuff Podcast. I raised the money for this, but the cost went up, so I bet it all on blackjack and lost. But by God, I made it work. You can lead a horse to water, but why? And that's how I did it. Yeah, but that's how it is, John. That's how he speaks in my head. It's like I'll be walking through Walmart and I'll see something weird, and he'll be like, "Anybody think something like that's weird? As a fella like that, see something like that out in public, make a fella wonder." And just stuff like that all the time in my head. It just sounds like him. It just feels like Norm's in my head. I don't know. Watch out. You might get what you're after. Ooh, baby. Strange but not a stranger. I am an ordinary guy running down the house. God, I've been listening to so much Talking Heads lately. I don't listen to much music, but I've been listening to so much Talking Heads and so much Tom Waits. And I don't listen to, like I said, I rarely ever listen to music. Being a musician is my job. It's like, it would be like whatever you guys do for work, to like come home from work and do more of that thing that you do at work, or study that thing at work that you do. Like it would be like going to, I don't know, when I used to cut grass, it'd be like cutting grass all day and then coming home and watching videos of people cut grass. Like, that just doesn't sound amusing to me. Like, I enjoy watching people do good at, what you do. But, oh yeah, Psycho Killer is the one. Oh, that is the one, man. Oh, you know what? Hold tight for a sec. Hold tight. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to let Norm talk to you for a second while I grab something real fast. BRB. Ladies and gentlemen, my next guest needs no introduction. Here's our good pal, Norm MacDonald.
Hey, Kelsey, Norm MacDonald here. So, you have a podcast, huh? Fantastic. You know what I always say? You know what the world needs more of? Podcasts. What the world needs now is podcasts. More podcasts. That's what the world needs a little more of. No, I'm just kidding. Podcasts are great, and what I like is that you tell me you raised the money for this. You went up, and you raised the money. Then the costs rose, so you bet it all on blackjack and you lost. Ooh, that's a bad notion. And then you say, you can lead a horse to water, but why? That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny, Kelsey. Now, you describe yourself as a fella, and I don't know quite why you do that. Is that what you do all? Is there, do people question, like, hello, my name's Kelsey. I'm a fella. Oh yeah, a fella. You might not know it from at first glance, but trust me, I am a fella. Is that what you do? But anyway, Kelsey, good luck on your podcast. Do you want me to plug it? Do you want me to say the name of the podcast? Is that what this is all about?
Yeah.
Because I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll even tell people to follow you.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Ready? If you like stuff, then check out the MI Stuff podcast with Mr. Kelsey Hudgins. He's a fella.
That's me. He said my name. He pronounced it right. Everybody always says Hudgins. Just by a show of hands, how many of you folks, before knowing how to say my last name, would have pronounced Hudgins instead of Hudgins? Just curious. They pronounced it like that on the radio one time for my birthday one year on Wave 104 on 103.3 out of Florence. He's a fella. I know. I got Norm to be Norm. Home, it's where I wanna be. Yes, I'm already there. No, that's not it. Home, it's where I wanna be. picked me up and then turned me round. I feel numb, born with a weak heart, but I guess I must be having fun. The less we say about it, the better. Make it up as you go along. Feet on the ground, head in the skies. It's okay, I know nothing's wrong. No, nothing's wrong. Wrong. Breathe in and breathe out. Oh, you got plenty of time. And you're standing here beside me. I love the passing of time. Eyes that light up and eyes that look right through you. Open up and then say goodnight. Say goodnight. Home is where I wanna be, but I guess I'm already there. I come home, she lifted up her wings. I guess that this must be the place. I can't tell one from another. Did I find you or you find me? But there was a time before we were born, when someone asked if this is where I'll be, that's where I'll be. Oh, breathe in and breathe out. Oh, sing into my mouth. Out of all those kinds of people, you've got a face with a view. I'm just an animal that's looking for a home, or share the same space for a minute or two. And you love me till my heart stops. Love me till you're dead. Eyes that light up and eyes that look right through you. And then it picked it up and hit me on the head. I'll say, ooh. That's my favorite Talking Heads song too. Drop a pick, doesn't matter. It's my house. There's always a pick everywhere. Thank you. I'd live in a commune. I'd love that. That'd be great. But, I did this gig tonight. I only did like, I do this not as often as I usually do. I'm only doing this today because I got this Norm video. Like not as often as I once did. I'll during the off season when I'm not, because I'm a, for those that don't know, I play in a band. Like this is my only job. I'm a musician, and I'm in a cover band. I do original stuff too. I write as well, but down here to get paid, you kind of have to play covers. But I've gotten to the point to where I can, yeah, absolutely. So we've all got our strengths we could bring to the table, right? But yeah, I have to I have to play covers, but the covers that I do are the covers that not everybody does. Like stuff that you'd want to hear that you didn't know you wanted to hear. Like somebody asks for, say, like a Talking Heads song and they want to hear like Burning Down the House or like Once in a Lifetime or something like that. I'd be like, no, but I'll give you a Psycho Killer, I'll give you This Must Be the Place or something like that, stuff that people don't expect you to know. And I like doing those songs because it keeps it interesting for me. Because right on, Joan. Right on, Joan. I'm probably going to call you that forever now just because it sounded cool. That's a pretty chord. If you guys want to hear something, here's a song that I've written that I haven't been able to, I'll probably get flagged for playing it because I've released this as a single. I've been releasing some singles lately. If you guys want to check them out, you can. There's links to all the places they're available on my podcast website, the mistuffpodcast.com, which is in the description of this here video. If you guys want to listen to any of my original stuff, there's links to it there. There's also links to where you can download the actual, I've got a few songs on my SoundCloud page, which you'll see on the front page of the website if you guys want to check that out, mistuffpodcast.com. Or the songs that I've recorded for singles are on the about/music portion of that. But I'm legs and you are wings. I'm fall and you are spring. I am dark and you are light. I am wrong and you are spite. I am dirt and you are sky. I am truth and you are lies. I am hurt and you are fine. I am fruit and you are rind. Beyond knowledge, work or speed, I'm learning how my monster feeds. Deep below the skin it breathes, running wild when something bleeds. I'm fire and you are smoke. I'm fixed and you are broke. I'm starved and you are full. I am push and you are pull. I'm night and you are day. I'm go and you are stay. I am listen, you are speak. I am power and you are weak. Beyond knowledge, work or speed, I'm learning how my monster feeds. Deep below the skin it breathes, running wild when something bleeds. I am branch and you are grass. I am first and you are last. I am beat and you are belt, and I am freeze and you are melt. I am alone and you are a crowd. I am silent and you are loud. I am answer and you are prayer. I am here and you are there. Beyond knowledge, work, or speed, I'm learning how my monster feeds. Deep below the skin it breathes, running wild when something bleeds. I am heart and you attack. I am front and you are back. I am less and you are more. I am screen and you are door. I am shine and you are dim. I am keep and you are give. I am shallow, you are deep. I am sow and you are reap. I am death and you are grave. I am sand and you are wave. I am lock and you are key. I am you and you are me. Beyond knowledge, work, or speed, I'm learning how my monster feeds. Running wild when something bleeds, and deep below the skin it breathes. Beyond knowledge, work, or speed, I'm learning how my monster feeds. Deep below the skin it breathes, running wild when something bleeds. That song's called Just Words. I wrote that one. Writ. Oh, thanks, guys. That one's called Just Words. I'd quit doing heavy drugs and just stopping doing that. And I quit drinking alcohol 3 years ago, and I quit drinking alcohol, and then I started doing copious amounts of cocaine after I quit drinking, and then after a while that just got to be too much trouble, and I started writing a lot of music because my brain was in a weird spot, and I was like in between who I was and who I was trying to become, and it was like that awkward. You guys seen the video of that monk who talks about how a lobster, how people feeling uncomfortable and people talk about being comfortable or whatever, and they talk about being in uncomfortable situations, and this monk has this thought to where he talks about a lobster in its shell. He said not a lot of people know this, but a lobster sheds their shell, and it is the discomfort that, thank you all so much for the kind words, I really appreciate it. The discomfort that this that this lobster feels is the only thing that lets it know that it is growing. And this discomfort that it feels causes it to begin to shed its shell to grow a new one. And I was in that stage. I was in that stage in my life where I was changing into something. You know, I was changing from the drunk that I was and then the coke head that I became. And I was transitioning from that into something else, and I didn't know it yet. So I'd written a lot of songs during the coke years. The coke year, I should say. It was like just a year. But I wrote a lot of songs during that time, but then I had a few like differences. So like differences in who I used to be and who I was. So I was having a rough time transitioning into becoming my true self, 100%. I had a rough time doing that. And when I finally got to the point to where I could like see, okay, this might not be where I am right now, but this is where I want to go. So at least now I know which direction to start slowly walking. So I did that. And then I was just 100% accept the transition, John. 100%. What a year it was. You damn right. Listen, and I'm gonna be up front with you. I loved it. It was you can ask like anybody who hung around me. Like I talked about it all the time. Like I loved it. I was obsessed. I was very, very much into like that drug. I loved it. I was doing it every day. It got to the point where I didn't run out, and that's how I knew it was an issue. Like when you don't run out, when you've got that problem, that's a huge problem. Oh, thanks for hanging by, Sheila, or stopping by, hanging out. Prayers for Mom. But yeah, once I got to the point where I could see that transition was being made, and I stopped like fighting it, then I realized I had two different things living within me. You know, it's almost like being bipolar. It's like you have yourself and you have your demon or your monster. So I labeled this thing as my monster, and I thought about it from the viewpoint of having this monster that I kept in a cage within me. You know, like I kept this monster caged within me so that I knew it. Here's the thing. It's like after you have some sort of darkness that is part of you, it is, whether or not it's dark or not, it's part of you. And to take it away completely, I think, is where a lot of people make the mistake in attempting to conquer depression. And I have depression, and I have had it for all of my life. And it is just a part of me that I've learned to deal with and safely deal with, you know, without any dark thoughts. And I've gone down the dark thoughts road, but for the sake of the people who've heard me talk about it countless times, I'll spare you guys the details. But I've been down the dark road, but just knowing that you have this. Did any of y'all watch Dexter? Anybody in here watch Dexter? I was a huge Dexter fan, and his way of describing that, absolutely, Tasha, him like describing his urge to kill people as his dark passenger is a really good way to describe depression. Just, it's your dark passenger. It's something that you have to deal with, and you have to, figure out a way to live around it, because if you don't figure out a way to live around it, it will kill you or make you kill yourself. It's just like, right, Dexter was great, but that dark passenger thought was something that I thought was beautiful about that show, was just how he addressed this issue that he had as a different being, separate from himself, so that he can have the thought, this is not me. This is just like, I've taken a lot of psychedelics, and I've had to think a bunch, not tonight, but I've taken a lot of psychedelics in my life, and I've had to think, am I losing my mind? No, it's just the drug. Well, that's the thing. And like, am I sad? Am I just, what's wrong with my life? And it's like, nothing's wrong. That's just the depression. That's just the depression has you for a little bit right now. And 100%, you have to have dark and you have to have light. It's the yin yang. The God is, who is God without the devil? And I say that, like, not, and I'm a Christian, by the way, if any of you care. But you know what I mean, right? You can't have light without dark. There is no light without dark. There actually is no dark. There's only absence of light. And, there's that's what they say. There is no dark. There's only absence of light. But I don't know if I believe that. I think that they both exist as entity, just as the universe or God or whatever you want to call it, it shows you that there has to be equal parts of both. And I feel like because I'm awake halfway through the daytime and halfway through the nighttime, that I think that is healthy for me, just because I'm not like the world shows you get half of the day in light and half of the day in dark. Which one of those you choose to live in is your call, but yeah, two sides of the same coin. You have to have both. If you try to cut that out, of you with these depression medications, sometimes the greatest people are depressed as shit. Sometimes the funniest people are depressed as shit. Sometimes the people who literally go everywhere they go and make the world around them brighter carry the heaviest darkness. And everybody's seen that thing on Facebook with a picture of Robin Williams that says you don't know what somebody's going through. Sometimes the happiest people are the most tormented. And that's true. But it's like, a dark passenger. It's like a brother that you've had forever that lives within you, like a Siamese twin that lives with you all the time, and you just have to learn how to deal with it. Tonight I was at the show with Jamie, and 100% Joan. Oh, is Bruce in here? What's up, Bruce? I see you, buddy. You see that Dale Jr. got in a plane wreck, and everybody made it, even the dog. My dad's up in Bristol this weekend. Shit, what was I just saying? That was a great thought, whatever it was. Oh, yeah. So I feel like a lot of these depression medications will take that part of somebody's personality and shut it down. And I've had so many people over my life that'll say, dude, if you had a doctor tell you that you could take this thing and it would make you better, would you do it? And I said, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, I remember you saying that, Bruce. And I don't think that's the way to go either, Watcher. The Dark Twin. That's right. That's where I was. The Dark Twin. I won't forget about the place where I was just now. But the Dark Twin. I think that it's healthy sometimes. Here's another analogy. Damn, this is an analogy-filled episode. And it's not even an episode, just a talk. But, so, any of y'all ever had a dog that didn't get enough exercise and it would just tear up shit in the house? Like you didn't walk it enough or something, and it would have all this built up energy that it had to take out on something. It's like you have to let your, here's another analogy for you. Harry Potter. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. I mean, I fucking look like Hagrid. By the way, I got all this back here. Y'all can't see it, but all of this back here, all this good stuff. But I look like Hagrid. So, Harry Potter, the trick with any beast is knowing how to calm it. Knowing how to calm it. Hagrid says that. Oh, God, that feels so good. That's a head rush. When your hair's been up for a long time and you finally let it go. Goodness. Man. But yeah, the trick with any beast is knowing how to calm it. The trick with any monster is knowing what it wants and feeding it. The way to get any animal to come to you is to feed it, right? Just like, uh-oh. Oh, I get what you mean, Joan. I hate to hear that, Joan. I just now saw your comment earlier. But yeah, I've had people in my family that have taken them, and I've had people in my family that have taken them, and I've just noticed, visible changes. And sometimes people are like, you have to take this and then see how that makes you feel, and then take this and see how that makes you feel. And I'm like, I just don't want to go through the process of putting my brain through that, because my brain is precious. And I don't say that my brain is precious. Your brain is precious. Your brain is your most precious organ. It is like, you wouldn't want, I don't know. And they were like, well, your brain is your most precious organ. If any of your other organs were not working properly, would you want to take a medication that would fix it? Yes, I would. But my brain controls all of the other ones, and I don't want to fuck with it, for lack of a better term. But the thing about that is when you get to the point, and I'm trying to wrap all of this thing together and make it make sense, but when you get to that point with your dark twin, with your dark passenger, and you start to say, okay, you know what, I don't need this thing all the time, but sometimes I might. Sometimes I might need that dark passenger to show up and say something that needs to be said that I'm too much of a bitch to say. So it's like everybody hates an asshole until they need an asshole. Everybody, I've heard that said before. That's a saying, right? Everybody hates the asshole until you need an asshole, So it's almost like, just like a dog, that after so long from having this dog, it knows that you're coming home to let it out, if it just can hold it for a little bit longer. And there are good dogs, if you're good to them and you treat them well and treat them right, even if you make them wait longer than they need to, and they accidentally have an accident in the house, when you come home, they are just so sad that they let you down. They're so sad that they let you down. And you can train your demons to do the same thing if you just feed them every now and again. And you know what? Just like that dog that isn't going to get the ribeye that it wants every time, we can give it this dog food that it's going to eat, and it's supposed to be good for you. And they don't get to eat the same kind of stuff that we do all the time. We can give our demon that same equivalent of whatever the thing that it really wants, something that can fill that void. So, for instance, my demon is something that I have to do continuously. My demon is something that has an addictive personality. My demon is addiction. I'm addicted to everything I do. Everything I do, I'm addicted to it. And whether that be podcasts, a particular podcast, or a TV show, or a song, or a band, or any of that stuff, when I like something, I become addicted to it, and I verse myself in it as well as I can. So that's my demon, is addiction. So I have to feed that something that I do without stopping, until it's done. When I got drugs, when I would get coke back in the day, I couldn't rest until I had done it all. When I got to the point to where I wasn't running out and I was always keeping it, then it wasn't fun anymore. And I'm so glad that I got off of that shit, because I was gonna throw my life away and kill myself probably. I just hated falling asleep every night, being like, God, I hope that I don't die tonight, so that my folks don't find out that I did drugs and had a heart attack and died in my sleep. And I was just so scared that I was gonna die and have drugs in my system, and that was gonna be the story, that was gonna be the thing. I hated that thought. But after doing that nonstop every day for a year or more, I started feeding my demon podcasts instead of drugs. And I became enthralled in it. And that's where I got the podcast started. That's where this came in. That's where the podcast came in. Somebody was saying today, damn dude, you've been doing this thing for a while. I had a subscriber, the guy, if you guys watched Jamie's live earlier, the Monocopsis one, or Monocopsis, I realized that tonight that they pronounce it that way. If you guys watched that earlier, there was a guy there that subscribed to my channel, and he was, he was talking about shit. What was it? What was the point I was going with that? There was something to reference that back to what I was just saying, but how? He was like, shit, man, you've got 162 episodes. You've been doing this thing for a while. And I was like, yeah, man, I have been. But just, it's because I have to have something else that I'm addicted to. It's something else that I can talk about all the time. Something else I can. Oh shit, I'm glad. I appreciate that, Watcher. I'm glad I'm here too. But I have to have something to feed my monster. I wrote a song called "Where's My Monster" that is actually my podcast intro song for a long time. But it's about it's basically like my monster in the cage, broke the cage, got out of the cage, and now it's loose and it's running somewhere. And all of these songs are connected. They live in the same universe. They might not be part of the same story, keeping my mind stimulated. I have to do the Idle Hands or Devil's Playground. I have to, and not necessarily idle hands. I can be doing nothing, but so long as I have something to distract me. I have to have something on TV that I'm used to, that I know well enough to where I don't have to completely pay attention to it to catch everything. Because I've got one of those brains where I kind of have to be doing a bunch of shit at the same time. For instance, I can watch. Earlier, I was watching Jamie and the band on his live stream while also watching a Bob Lazar documentary on Netflix. And right now, I'm halfway through that thing, and I could probably get an A on a test on this documentary, just because that's the kind of brain that I have. It's borderline schizophrenic in a way. I don't know. I have to be doing a lot of things at the same time. Yeah, my monsters are neighbors, but my monsters are out. My monster got out, and it it left. So I wrote this song. Hypothetically, this monster left. And like all these songs are part of the same universe. And the one that I was talking about earlier, the song that I played earlier, the original, that one is basically about me and my monster, me and my demon, which is the same thing. Like I am you and you are me. We are the same. I am the monster and the, what is it? I am the wizard and the curtain, or you know what I mean? Like I am the man, I am the wizard, I am behind the curtain, I am the curtain. Like the whole thing, like everything that exists in this is all in my head. So it's like, it's all so many rivers that sprout from one main source of water. And I try to keep it like that, but... What's your show, Tasha? Mine was Parks and Rec. I promise I won't laugh. I mean, I might laugh, but it won't be at you. It'll probably be something that I also... By the way, why anybody laugh about... I'm so glad I could help, Joan. Stop by anytime, please. Supernatural isn't... I wouldn't laugh at that. Listen, I watched The Magicians, and... Watcher, somebody has told me for I don't know how long to watch The Community. All right, Joan, have a good day at school tomorrow. Good night to you. Hope you sleep well. Stop back by anytime. Yeah, I've been told to watch The Community. I don't know how many times. But yeah, Tasha, Supernatural is always on my things you might like list because I've watched The Magicians. I've watched what's that other? The Order, maybe? Is it The Order? Is that the one with the school, the kids at the school with the secret thing or whatever? I've heard that. Have you watched the A Stupid and Futile Gesture? I think it's called, on Netflix. It's the story of the National Lampoon, and Chevy Chase is portrayed by, I can't remember his name. But it's pretty good. I love Chevy Chase. There's another one that's called something drunk, brilliant, stoned. Brilliant, drunk, stoned, something. That's the actual documentary of the National Lampoon. And I'm a big comedy guy. I love comedy. I got so much shit on my watch list. I didn't use my Netflix for 4 months. I spent 4 months watching this podcast on YouTube called Kill Tony. It is by Tony Hinchcliffe and Brian Redband, who does Death Squad. The Death Squad. Brian Redband is, and not a lot of people like Joe Rogan. I like Joe Rogan. I don't mind him. He's the reason I got into podcasts. And it could be that I'm biased because I was in a dark time in my life and I needed like something else to become addicted to. And when I became addicted to podcasts, Joe Rogan was the podcast that I watched the most, because the first podcast I ever saw was episode 911 of Joe Rogan podcast with Alex Jones and Eddie Bravo, and first podcast I ever watched. So there's a soft place in my heart always for Joe Rogan's podcast. But anyway, Brian Redband is the guy who started Joe Rogan's podcast with him. So I mean, Joe's podcast is the biggest podcast in the world, man, maybe next to Mark Maron, but Joe's probably got the biggest podcast in the world. And Brian Redband started the podcast with him. So Brian Redband is now doing a podcast with Tony Hinchcliffe, who is love you back, Abby. But anyway, yeah, Tony Hinchcliffe, if any of you guys are into like the Comedy Central roasts with Jeff Ross, the roast master general, Tony Hinchcliffe would basically be Jeff Ross's first in command. Like, Tony Hinchcliffe is a huge roast writer and he's very good at it. So this is what they'll do. They will take a bucket of names. Oh, they have a band on the show, and also they have a wicked panel of like great comedians who are already very established. So it's Redband and Tony Hinchcliffe, and they bring a panel of another established comedian or two established comedians to sit on a panel with them, and they'll have names in a bucket. They also have a band, Jeremiah Watkins and Joel Jimenez and Chroma Chris Dillon are just so good. The band dresses up in different like characters every week, or every episode rather, because they do them multiple times a week now when they're on tour. But they commit to these characters throughout the whole thing, so they stay in these characters in like so many crazy things, but it's so good. And they'll draw names from a bucket from people who sign up before the show to do 60 seconds of comedy. So these people will get up, do 60 seconds of comedy, and then these comedians on stage will either, give them tips on how to further their career if they're good, or roast the shit out of them if they're bad. And it is so much fun. I love seeing these people. I'm sorry, I know it's awful, but I have to feed my demon. I love seeing these people eat shit on stage and then have these guys just like rip them a new asshole, and I just love seeing that shit. It's so funny. But I don't want to keep you guys much longer. I know it is already after the 1 o'clock hour here on the East Coast. And I have, what up, Jeff Roberts? I had me a girl from North Dakota. She was just trying to fill her quota. I had me a girl from... What was the other one? What did I say there? Oh, yeah. I had me a girl from Chula Vista, but I was in love with her sister. The doctor said I'll be alright. Anybody listen to Tom Waits? Doctor said I'll be alright. The doctor said I'll be alright. Anyway, guys, I don't want to keep you any longer. I know it's late, and I appreciate y'all for hanging out. And thanks to the new subscribers that I got a while ago. I really appreciate y'all doing that. I'm very excited about Norm Macdonald video here. So, one more time for the road.
Hey, Kelsey, Norm Macdonald here. So, you have a podcast, huh? Fantastic. You know what I always say? You know what the world needs more of? Podcasts. What the world needs now is podcasts. More podcasts. That's what the world needs a little more of. No, I'm just kidding. Podcasts are great, and what I like is that you tell me you raised the money for this. You went up and you raised the money. Then the costs rose, so you bet it all on blackjack and you lost. Ooh, that's a bad notion. And then you say you can lead a horse to water, but why? That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny, Kelsey. Now you describe yourself as a fella, and I don't know quite why you do that. Is that what you do all? Do people question, like, do you go, hello, my name's Kelsey, I'm a fella. Oh yeah, a fella. You might not know it from at first glance, but trust me, I am a fella. Is that what you do? But anyways, Kelsey, good luck on your podcast. Do you want me to plug it? Do you want me to say the name of the podcast? Is that what this is all about? Because I'll do it. I'll even tell people to follow you. Okay, here we go. Ready? If you like stuff, then check out the MI Stuff podcast with Mr. Kelsey Hudgins. He's a fella.
I love the shit out of y'all. My life has been made. Oh, goodness. That's so good. Oh, Norm. Oh, Norm. You made my life. God, he is so damn good. Oh, man. All right, guys. I love you. Be good people. In a world full of shitty people, don't be one of those people. Be a good person. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I love all y'all to death. I'm a fella. I'm going to start doing that now everywhere I go. All right, guys. Be good people. I love you. Peace.